All right, good morning, guys. We are going to start in lesson 4, which is how humans impact ecosystems. So this starts on page 146. So if we could all turn our books to page 146 in lesson 4 and follow along while I read in the book and highlight, and we will be reading, highlighting, and answering questions. So once we are done reading lesson 4, you will know, I will know how people can impact or can affect the environment and change ecosystems. So some words that you will know are pollution and conservation. So let's go ahead and get started. So people change ecosystems. Organisms interact and change and can change their environments. Unlike most organisms, people can change large parts of environments. Changing the environment can upset the balance in ecosystems. I want you to highlight that sentence. So changing the environment can upset the balance in ecosystems. People may cause pollution. People can also change their environments by bringing new plants or animals into an ecosystem. They may also hunt and fish too much. So now the next part is pollution. So any substance that damages the environment is called pollution. I want you to highlight that. That is the definition for pollution. Pollution can affect the air, water, and land. Cars and factories put gas that cause harm into the air. Chemicals that people use may end up in rivers and in the ocean. People make trash. Some of it is dumped in landfills and then covered in soil. If the trash does not break down, it can cause pollution. So I want you to go ahead and answer question number 1. And it says, infer, describe how chemicals dumped in a river may affect the organisms living in it. So pause the video and answer question number 1. And then for number 2, we need to read the caption on this picture. So it says, batteries contain metal that can harm the environment if the batteries are not disposed of properly. So question number 2 up here says to hypothesize. What are 3 other items that should not be placed in trash and dumped in landfills? So I want you to take a minute, pause the video, answer those 2 questions, unpause the video when you're done, and continue on. So on the next page, we talk about non-native species. People may bring new plants and animals into ecosystems. New species often harm some populations in ecosystems. A non-native species is a plant or animal that does not grow naturally in an ecosystem. I want you to highlight what a non-native species is. A non-native species is a plant or animal that does not grow naturally in an ecosystem. Zebra mussels are animals that people accidentally brought to the United States around 1988. They entered the Great Lakes attached to a ship that traveled from Russia. Once here, they spread throughout the lakes and then moved into rivers. They ate the food and took the space that other species needed. These events changed some ecosystems permanently. This caption here said zebra mussels populations grew quickly. These animals can cover almost any surface. That right there, those are zebra mussels. The garlic mustard plant grew only in Europe and parts of Asia many years ago. People brought the plant to the United States to use as food and medicine. Some animals did not eat the plant. It spread quickly. Less space was left for other plants to grow. As a result, some animals had less to eat. I want you to think about what would have happened to those animals since they had less to eat. Garlic mustard plants can spread over a forest floor. I want you to take a look at number 3 and number 4. Number 3 says, infer. Describe how the zebra mussels might affect the clam they are growing on. So I want you to think about this picture right here. How might these zebra mussels affect the clam that they're growing on? Number 4. Why do you think the populations of species brought into a new area might grow quickly? Take a minute, pause the video, answer those 2 questions, unpause it, and let's move on. Regulation and conservation. Too much hunting or fishing can also harm the environment. Regulation puts limits on how many animals a person can hunt or fish. Highlight that. Regulation is one way governments practice conservation. Conservation is an attempt to preserve or protect an environment from harmful changes. Highlight that. Towns, cities, states, and the government put aside large areas for conservation. People can go to the areas to enjoy nature. So sometimes you hear about different conservations, and that's what that is. They're set aside large areas, and people can go there to enjoy nature. So number 5, describe how fishing license may help regulate overfishing. So a lot of places you need a fishing license or a hunting license in order to hunt or fish somewhere. So how might that regulate overfishing or overhunting? Number 6, summarize. What are all the ways people can protect the environment? And number 7, what is the consequence of bringing a non-native species into the ecosystem? I want you to go ahead, take a minute, pause the video, answer those questions. When you're done, I need you to take a picture of these questions and submit them to me. If you don't know how to do that, you can always number your questions on a Google Doc and type out your answers on there and submit those to me on this post as well. However you feel fit, you can do that. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me or join in on the Google Meet later. I hope you guys have a great day.